What's good? This is Stutta Boii, aka Flo Sika, and this is a video talking on NBA 2K17 My Fears. So, we're only a couple of days out before the official early release of NBA 2K17. And honestly, in the past years, I've had concerns about MyCareer. I'm a big fan of MyCareer. That's all I play usually when I have time, when I'm not working or with my daughter, wife, etc. So, in these years prior, I've had the fear of the story being the first thing we're going to talk about. The story. Okay. The story last year was forced on us, and it was only for one season. So after the story was forced on us, the same story that everyone had to deal with, it was then just for one season. Then after that, it just became playing the game. And then after season 2, you pretty much got bored of it, either started over, was done with it, try to stomach through playing more and more seasons. Okay, now playing this prelude, I couldn't help but feel like I've heard the story before, like we've played the story before, because it's the same story just told in different ways is what I feel like so far. And I'm hoping that's not the case when we actually get the full game. I mean, look at the premise and tell me this is an exact same thing you played last year. You're a player with a corny nickname. Last year it was freaking and vibing. This year is the president of basketball. I don't understand why they forced these in the story, but it's corny, and I can't help feeling like it's the same story we're hearing from last year, just told from a different person. You're in college, you don't really get a choice. You get a choice of a certain amount of schools, but you don't get a choice to really if you want to decide to stay. If it's just the however many games they give you, then you get the play Team USA, and then bow. That's the end of the demo. It just still feels like it's the same game as far as the story. It's just told in a different way. You have a girlfriend that suddenly is your girlfriend. She's a girl you met, and then suddenly it's fast forward, and guess what? She's your girlfriend. You don't know how she became a girlfriend. Kind of the same exact thing that happened last year. Suddenly you had a girlfriend. She's suddenly your fiance, and that same story with Vic being your best friend, and then all the bad things he's doing off the court when you have to deal with the stuff off the court. There's all these things you're dealing with that are fast forwarding, and you have no idea what's going on. It's just a story forced to you, and it's only told to you in bits and pieces. It feels like this is going to be the exact same thing. I hope I'm wrong. Anyway, the story, it was really my concern, is I hope it's not forced on us like it was last year, but it's already feeling like it's kind of forced on us already. The corny names, the story of the president of basketball, that call you get when you get from Team USA, and the girl's like, is this the president of basketball? It was so corny to me. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. My other concern is the choices, the actual choices of what you get to do in NBA 2K17's MyCareer. It was 2K11, I believe, was probably one of my favorite series in the series of NBA 2K17 or NBA 2K. I'm sorry. NBA 2K11 was one of my favorite in the series of NBA 2K, and in MyCareer, or back then it was MyPlayer, you got the choice of playing the draft combine. You also got the choice of playing in summer league. That to me was so dope and exciting because it felt like you were actually part of the feeling of being in the NBA. And I hope that they bring that back, because I would really like to play in the summer league when you're playing for a team and you're trying to develop. If they want to tell the story with Michael B. Jordan, why wouldn't it start from draft night to the combine to the summer league, all that? You want that experience. To me, I do, at least. If I'm going to be in the NBA, I want to be able to feel everything. I don't want it fast forward to just the first game. You had it in the game, you tuck it away. I just hope you bring it back. Last year you bragged about the summer league circuit. You didn't bring it and put it in the game. In MyCareer, I don't know why that didn't happen, but please bring it back. To me, it does actually help define the story better. It gives people different stories to be able to say, yo, I'm in the summer league, I got to play for this team. We did this and this in the summer league, and then we fast forward to to beginning of the season and preseason and et cetera, et cetera. You know, if people don't want to play it, you just give the option of turning it off. If you don't want to play it, then you don't have to play it. And another thing is, why not give the choice when a player decides to start playing the game to give him what role he has on this team when he goes to a team, when he decides to start his MyCareer? How about saying, hey, do you want to be the star that was the #1 draft pick or a top draft pick that is coming into a team? You know, the show, you have the pressure and all this weight on your shoulders to be the team and lead them to something in the future, or just being a player that, you know, came out of nowhere undrafted and did good, or, you know, that's what they did in Madden. I'm hoping that you guys actually at some point finally do that instead of forcing us and giving us caps and limits, and transition into the caps. I have no problem, and I understand the reasoning behind the cap situation, but honestly, if you're gonna incorporate the cap system, it's all based on my park. I don't play my park like that. I've played it, but I don't really care to play it like that. You know, I think it's more it's for different types of players that play NBA 2K. So why not have it to where you had a choice of playing your player offline? If you play offline, you can max out your player to however you want, and online you get, you know, if you're going to use your players online, you have a cap system. Because to me, I want to play to be the best player in the league. I want to know what it feels like to be a LeBron James coming into the league and having to deal with the pressures of being the best top prospect, and people saying, does he have what it takes? You know, him decide, you know, obviously to go to Miami and go win and then come back to Cleveland. Stuff like that is more interest to me. Or, you know, when you decide to make a big three at whatever team you decide to go to because you're that top player and you played your other years at the team that drafted you, and you say, you know what, I want to play and wherever with whoever, and it's a big news thing, it's a big deal that everyone's talking about it. That seems more exciting to me because it's more believable. When you hit the draft off season, you should be able to go, hey, team, I want to bring so-and-so into the mix. I remember they did it in NBA 2K15, or was it 14? Anyway, it's one of those 2K15 or 14, I want to say it was 15, where you have the choice, when you were a high enough player on the team, or you had a high enough status on the team, the general manager will go, all right, we're coming into the off season, what players do you want us to go after? And then, you know, they might actually be able to pick that player up in the off season. I thought that was so dope. I don't know if it was fixed with a patch or what, but I remember only one of my career players actually got that choice, and we brought in, I want to say, Dwight Howard. Anyway, I digress. Again, I'm Stutta Boii, aka Flo Sika. That's my time. This is the first episode. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay footage. Hopefully we have a dope game in 2K17. I'm out. Much love to everybody. Peace.